What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. I'm back with this mining video that I promised you guys. If you're here for relationship stuff, the next video that'll be uploaded is a relationship-related question. So you can close this one if you want to and go to the next. Anyway, I promised guys on Twitter that I would make this video about building my next rig, which you can see is partially started here. I started making the video and just things started going bad. And so I'm just going to have to tell you the problems that I came across and what to look out for in the near future. I'm going to try and make this quick as possible. The last one I made was 9 minutes. I thought that was too long. Anyway, building the rig. So as you can see, I have the Veta open cases here. I bought 2 of these. I don't know if I'm going to buy another one. I have space for another one up here, but all this is going to be removed out of here. This is a mess. Of course, I told you, this is my mining bathroom. It is a bathroom. It was a storage area. I cleaned it out just for this. So anyway, don't mind the mess. I bought the mining cases because they are stackable. One of the things you need to look out for is if you watch the mining chamber, Keenan, when he has multiple of these stacked pretty high. And when he was taking them apart, what holds these together is this little piece of metal right here. And it just sort of slides in here. As you can see, there's holes in it where screws go in. And you screw those screws in, and then it holds the other frame on top of it. What he did was he screwed it down, and he screwed both ends down. First off, you don't need to screw in the top ones. It just needs to sit on top of here. So these 2 top ones, you can actually leave the screws out. Just screw in the bottom ones. You know, that's what I did here. They're not tightened down, these 2 top ones. They're black, so you can't see them well. And when he took it apart to clean his rigs and move them and everything, this part right here, it seized to the frame, and he had to actually cut these parts off inside of there. So to prevent that from happening, what you can do is learn from the mistakes of others. Use this stuff right here. This right here is tungsten disulfide. It is a lubricant and is also an anti-seizing agent. Just slather that stuff all on here. Mine is like slathered up with it. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little like mark on my finger there. I just put it all over it, nice and heavy. Be egregious with it. Just apply it on there very thick and put it on there. It should help it, not stick together. Those things were really tough to get on there, so it is, no matter what, it's going to be difficult to get apart. But now you know. Next issue. This board right here, the ASRock H110 BTC Pro. I'm not a fan of it. Everybody talks about it. It's, it's so great and it's awesome, whatever else. I just had a lot of problems with it. I like the MSI board here. I think it's the B360 or something like that. B360F. BTC Pro or something like this. Gives you LED lights, lets you know when like something's not working properly, whatever else. It's a little bit hard to troubleshoot when you first set it up. But once you get it up and running, it's awesome. One of the biggest problems you have with this is, of course, this has an HDMI slot, and you have to use the what's this thing called, DVI slot, in order to get a display on the screen at first, until you can like change the BIOS around and get it to display from the board as opposed to a graphics adapter. Same problem with this right here. In order to see what's going on with the BIOS, generally you have to plug in your your graphics card and then plug that into this port, and then go from the front port here where it has an HDMI in order to see what's going on with the BIOS. This has the DVI, it has no HDMI. I mean, guys, come on. I mean, it's 2020. Jeez, how can we sort of up the game a little bit? Why is there no, HDMI slot? It's just, I don't like it. Then to get this thing to work, I had to plug in both Molex connectors. It literally would not let me go to the BIOS until I plugged up both of these Molex connectors to give the board more power. Of course, the MSI board, I'm running everything off with just the regular old 6-pin, and it's got LED lights, this, that, the other, and it never had a problem with, oh, I need more power. This thing right here wants this hooked up. If you hook up more than 3 cards, you got to plug in the SATA power. It gives you all this stuff like, I need so much power. This thing, one 6-pin, and I've got 8 cards running on it, and it's just, no problem. So that's another problem I don't like with this thing. It's just, I don't know, I just find it goofy. I don't like it. To be honest, the board might be fried, I don't know. This power supply, when I hooked it up, it fried. I don't know why it happened. I did buy that used, so it could have been bad, and the guy just got me. It's been a long time now, so there's no way I'm going to be able to, return it. It was, eBay. So the next power supply I bought, and I am buying, is a server PSU, and I'm just going to put full server. I'll probably take this PSU down here, which is an EVGA also, and then I'll put it up here, and then I'm going to put the server power supply down here, because server power supplies are designed to run full time, high load. They're more energy efficient. They're just better all around. And so I'll show you guys how to do that, how you can run 100% from a server power supply as opposed to actually having a power supply, then the server power supply to power the graphics cards. I learned all that stuff. Next problem, make sure when you go to Igor's lab and you want to flash your BIOS, you get the latest version. If you're already mining, update your Igor's lab, the flash tool for your BIOS. If you do not, if you try and use, like, I think it's the 2.93, I can't remember which version it is, you will not be able to see the BIOS of your graphics card. It will just say failed, and when you try and write to it or you try and overwrite, it's going to give you that 0FL01 or whatever code. So make sure you update that, and then you can see your BIOS properly, mod it, save the original and whatever else. I've modded the BIOS on this now. That's completed because this was running before that thing fried, and I don't know why it fried for the life of me. This card is the XFX, as you can see here, 5700 XT. They sent me a bum cable with it. I mean, I just run into problems left and right. So I was actually running like this thing. It has two 8-pins, VGA. I ran them both into here, and I was running this thing off of those two cables. So I was using 3 slots on this for this one freaking card. That shouldn't have fried this. Don't say, oh yeah, you fried it because of that. No, it's not. It's not because of that. So just look out for that stuff too. I had to order extra cables, extra splitters, and all that stuff. Just a pure nightmare, guys. But it was hashing initially on my farm over on Hive OS. I was getting about like 53 mega hash at like 160 something watts before I BIOS modded it. Another issue, do not update the BIOS on this board. I had to reset the BIOS. I had to, move the jumpers around and all that stuff and do like goofy stuff because the board was just giving me a hard time. After I modded the BIOS, it just wouldn't start up again. So that's why I'm saying the board might be fried. If it's fried, I'm just going to send it back. I'm going to get the MSI board because I'm sick of this thing. I don't like it. So really, I know I said I was going to make the video assembling it, but guys, I just ran into so many problems that the video no longer became viable, in terms of like a fast and rapid assembly. If you're going to get into mining, you're gonna build your own cases. If you're not going to buy ready-made cases, then understand that you are going to run into a lot of problems. You're going to run into a lot of troubleshooting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Learn so much stuff. It's completely awesome. What else is there? Oh, guys were asking me about power and how you keep the power down. I will be doing a video on solar and wind power and how you can, use those two to reduce your power cost and make more money. Alright guys, the next video coming up is a relationship one. This is your man, Abuamerican. I am out.